Thursday, August 21, market analysis, Stan Ehrlich. I have something important to say about the grain complex today. You want to watch that. Also, if you want the special report on the upcoming October lows, as it seems to be and has been around 90%, I'll get to the exact number with the report I'm going to produce in the next week or so. Free of charge. So email info@ersignals.com. Send you that report. Graphics, technical details. Hey, you make your final decisions. So, and I'll show you charts in the weeks to come as well. I think that we have a new bearish engulfing top in the market on the July 31st date. This happens to be the micro E-mini. I've changed contracts to the 1/10 size ES to the MES using Ninja Trader charts code. So today we did have a bullish engulfing. I'm going to say something I've said before. I was wrong before. I don't think this is going to work. I think the market is still likely to be heading down much more. And we have started to decline into the next couple of months or so, into the beginning of October. You know, that's only 6 weeks away. That's indexes overall. So I do think, and I don't have the markings that I had before. I had to recreate this chart, and I didn't have time to include the support and resistance zones. But obviously, my cursor at the moment around 59.35 is significant support going back a little less than a year. So, what can I say? I'm looking for lower levels, point blank. 5-minute chart, E-mini, starting to slide, starting to make lows lower than, looking for new lows. We've got a failure on new high closes, and a spider after a couple days, and starting to come into some minor support areas. The first significant one is 618 around. Then we've got some other support levels that I'll bring over to the right, starting around 613, 14, give or take a point. And as you can see, lower. We've got the short-term chart, but looking like it's going to make a new low, and the bell rang. Next, doji, but a lower close. QQQ. The major support concern is at 552.5. 551.75. Around 152. Next. Coming down. No change of opinion. And inside trading range day, but a significantly lower close on the NASDAQ futures contract. Support is not that far away, and we're not far away from oversold as well. So the next round of new lows is going to potentially be oversold in a support area. Good reason for the NASDAQ to bounce. We'll see. And no change of commentary. Looks like a new low soon. YM daily. I want to point out we got a bearish engulfing that worked okay, not great, on the first high, July 4th, of these three highs. Then, approximately 2 weeks later, there was another new high, which is slightly higher. It couldn't hold, didn't hold, and dropped right back down to a support area. And, excuse me, in this case, I got halfway down on a minor double stop. That objective never got fulfilled. I'm actually going to delete that now. And hit support in an oversold condition and bounced again. And made another third new high, 3 times the charm, and has been dribbling off since, with the low today lower than the minor support area and a new low close. I don't see anything bullish about that at the moment. Since the last few days, we almost got to my custom RSI subgraph, overbought condition, but not quite. Okay, so we got the YM starting to come down. Next, Russell. Bearish engulfing just a couple of days ago. Today was up a little bit slightly, but the doji off of a minor support area, the red zone. I don't see any reason why it can't get into and lower than the low of today and yesterday. Soon. Significant resistance above and overbought conditions caused it to start to work lower. Plus, I got a sell signal right near the top. So I'm encouraged to believe lower. And I'm not going to be surprised if it doesn't come down to 2150.7. Now, Russell, what was the other one? YM, sorry, as far as the 1 minute, 5 minute chart's concerned. Russell, yeah, okay, next, sorry, got confused here. No significant new highs, minor, into a little bit of resistance last, this area right in here. And look at back here. It's also relevant, and about there too, relevant. Minor resistance. Got a sell signal. Don't see any reason why it can't turn right around here and start to work lower. Now, bonds, getting confused. I did say yesterday that I kind of expected it to dribble off. I believe I might have word to use dribble. Not too fast, not too slow. Into major support. We have had 3 major lows, if not more. Oh, yeah. Since early this year. With the bullish engulfing on the bottom of the market and bonds at the time. Huge. Oh, and at the top, too, on a rally high. So, having thought that this was going to be a head and shoulder bottom, therefore the markings, it's dropped well below the neckline and then killed the pattern and keeps giving me no encouragement about up. So I think it could dribble off still some more back and forth for a week or two, maybe even 3 or 4 in this general zone of holding at, the low 111s and maybe even down the high 109s on the upside, unless there's some kind of major breakout bullishly. Probably 15 and a half, 16. So I'm not sure about tomorrow. Next. Notes, trying to hold in support, not particularly encouraging. After popping out of it yesterday, we're right back in the muck and the second lowest close. So to move down, almost the second lowest low, it looks like it is. For the move down. So the bottom of the support area looks like it's going to get hit. We'll see if that holds. And if that doesn't hold, then you've got a kind of a trend line in here that you might want to not necessarily ignore, because this, the one I'm referring to, could be interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of trend lines in general. This is interesting. Wait a minute. Can I do this? Where does that lead me? Rescaling a little. Oops, I'm sorry. I don't think it's going to do open anything. So I'm just going to leave it like that when I started. So flat top, sort of, upward slanting. Watch out. It could be at support when it gets down there, going up slowly, flat, you know what I mean? Bear slightly, looking for more than that if it doesn't hold. Crude oil. New high close for a couple of weeks. Interesting. In a major significant support area I've been holding on this screen forever. Holds the market again in overbought conditions as well. And oversold conditions as well. So I think it's turned up, and I'm kind of looking for the next resistance area to be around 68.80-ish. Around that previous overbought turned around resistance, which is developing into something pretty interesting. Not got a long history, really, I don't think, but bullish. What about natural gas? Well, there's no change in the opinion here. It only came up a little bit today. I think it's going to keep crawling back and forth in this downward slanting sort of a channel almost. And until it gets super weak, super fast, then I won't be predicting any kind of a significant rally or low, as long as it keeps coming down steadily step by step. But if we were to get up to this resistance area, which I'm skeptical about, 33.187, and get above and a close of 3.267, that would change my story. So I don't like it, wouldn't expect it at the most, and I think it's going to continue to dribble off. Next, we do have a new high and a new high close coming up toward overbought, but not yet, at a resistance level pretty nicely, breaking it slightly in heating oil, but I can't see a major trend in anything here. I kind of have to turn neutral. I did get oversold, but it wasn't anywhere special than I expected. Support sort of held, sort of, but here we are at resistance again. I'm confused. Next chart. Gold support held very nicely with a bullish engulfing. I'm sure I mentioned yesterday. Today it doesn't do anything particularly significant. I have to close below yesterday's low in order to apologize. But that still is in support, and it still might probably not get oversold until it goes even lower, bottom of the support area, where it's been and bottomed out 3 times before. What about 4, 5? Could, doesn't happen that often though. Next, wow. Yesterday we came down close to the bottom of this triangle we've got back into on silver, and now popped out of it again. So where are we? You know something? What about this? I'll drop it right about there, a tiny bit below that high and just a little bit above those two. So I'm in the ballpark, and it's a pennant. Bottom has already been established a while back. Third test of it was on yesterday's low, sort of, pretty close. And the trend line it just drew, maybe a little higher. Looks interesting. Pay attention. Let's see what happens to it. Next. Otherwise, I don't know. Platinum, also just getting up to a little resistance area where it's been many, many times in the last couple of weeks, which is kind of unusual. It's established, past tense, a pretty damn good resistance area. I suppose I have to draw it in. I think it's this. Let's see if that worked. Just a moment. Right over here. Yep, good. I've got it. And it goes to right about, yeah, drop it right there. And guess what? Today's high is right in it. I don't know. Could drop right back down. Next. Now, high grade just doesn't seem to have any zip pop bang yet. But we've got a bullish engulfing. Not oversold. Kind of close. Doesn't count. Up to a little resistance. Yeah, sure, maybe. Even the top of it. Yeah, sure. But if we start to close over 4.55, that would be a significant upside breakout, because we never did make a lower low from the day after the debacle. So keep an eye out on this. It could be starting to roll up a little bit. I'm not super convinced. I'm just pointing out this usually does cause a rally. We have a new high and a new high close in soybeans. Now, this is important. Pay attention, literally, not joking. I don't have these kinds of combinational things to say about any big complex very often, like metals or petroleum products in general, blah, blah. So here it goes. I was skeptical about the rally off of the bullish engulfing bottom in the soybeans, because I was looking for overhead resistance to stop rallies in a general sense. But when we got up to here, it ended up creating a bearish engulfing, which obviously never broke the support level, and today has closed above the high of my bearish engulfing, killing the reversal. It didn't work. In fact, it barely gave you any. You lost money. That's all it is. Not much, I hope. So that's dead. And it's a new high and a new high close above previous highs today, just obliterating a potential bearish situation. This could easily work up to 1075 plus. Plus means another upside breakout, which leads it to the next important level as heck. 1099, interestingly enough, almost exactly, 1,100, 1,100. That level is very important because around that level, and it would be more like 1103, is the highest high for a year, almost a year. Don't, slough that off. Most of the time, long-term technical analysis. On top of that, we do have 4 lows. They're in the same zone, if you will. Originally, I thought that could develop into a head and shoulder bottom. It didn't. But now we have the 4th one, past tense, with a bullish engulfing ER bicycle, and a new high close since. Of course, that sell signal didn't work. I said that already. So this could develop into something very profound longer term. What have we got for soybean oil? Oh my God, there's a bullish engulfing ER buy signal today, official green, right smack dab or a little bit below the trend line, which is the neckline that I drew. Could have been off a little bit. This is so close, it's ridiculous. So my neckline could be lowered and you would never know it and touched right on the lows of yesterday and today. But because we were a little bit below yesterday's low and we were oversold within a allotted number of previous days, oversold almost today and yesterday as well, we have the engulfing green. That's it. If this bullish engulfing comes true, like, for instance, that one, I have a circle around it, but it's not very profound. That one didn't work. How about that one? Produced the beginning of a big move up. So this one could very well be the same. Not joking around. Next, up we go more in soybean meal, which has already started to make new highs for a couple of months. Excuse me. Now, granted, it's overbought at the moment, and it's approaching a significant resistance area, and that normally means that it would deserve to have a bit of a dip back down again. Let's say it does. As long as it's not too much and for too long, probably the oil and the beans may not be affected much at all. Remains to be seen. On the other hand, I'm not telling you it's topping out right now. I'm just pointing out that it looks pretty good if we get another 1 or 2 mild up days. Yeah, even up to maybe 301 something. Next, so that looks like things are potentially heading north. A little skeptical. We did get past tense, ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of this rally, August 14th, at bullish engulfing in corn. So I'm repeating myself. You don't know how good these signals may end up getting. I don't. I just see them happen at these points historically. I'm talking decades, too many times. So I've made a trading system out of them. We have a new high on a closing basis, plenty distance above the bullish engulfing on the bottom day in corn beginning this rally. And we have a bullish engulfing yesterday as well in wheat. Come on. We have too many bullish signals all of a sudden in the grain complex, meal being the minimum of them. Something's happening. Okay. Shell, a stock, rocking a hard spot, not too much to say, waiting for a breakout. If you don't have much to say, shut up. Next one is Apple, coming down towards support. No surprise, was overbought near high resistance in the support resistance area. There is a small gap to close. I'll extend that to the right. Okay, right there. And drop it. Okay. So, maybe. Yes, definitely I'm expecting. Got to get past the support, though, which isn't bad. You got to look back. Close to that high, some lows, bingo, right on it. Again, right on it. Some, minor evidence. And then there's some more to the left. I'm not going to show you now. Okay. We got another one. We got the stock of Tesla. A bearish engulfing 2 days ago, down the next day yesterday, down again today. Today was a doji. It's back into the pennant. The old pennant formation, which we broke out of and stayed above, interestingly, for over a week. But I had a bearish engulfing, and I started it to break down yesterday and again today. So I am expecting this support level or trend line to be broken. And that means down to probably 297 easily. and around 289, more than likely. And I'm not ruling out anything like 273 to stop it as well. I'm actually thinking we could come down 240, 213. Next chart. Bearish engulfing seems to have started something, but it wasn't the highest high, the beginning of a double top. Yesterday, we made lowest lows since that bearish engulfing on July 31st and closed a little bit lower today. We're not oversold, although we did get at the very low of the day yesterday. So, but it broke support, some support. So there's a crack in it already. I could easily see this being broken and dropping into new lows again soon, next week for sure, in my opinion. Next, we have a bullish engulfing again. I'll point out an MES. I don't really see that in any other indexes. I think it's a minor anomaly. You guys have a great day and profitable trading to you. You can subscribe. You can ask for the October report by emailing info@ersignals.com. Profitable trading to you.